It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Tre'Davious White, who's had quarterbacks numbers all season, coming down with 7 picks. It's the Panthers and the Bills on EA Sports.
Winter is just around the corner as you get a look at Highmark Stadium just south of Buffalo, New York. Today it's a Week 14 matchup, which should be a good one, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire off.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but... And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That's taken it around the 40. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 15 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And when you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Allen to throw it. That's to the right sideline. And it falls incomplete. So 0 for 2 throwing the football and a very quick 3 and out to start the game.
Look, stats are going to be decided as the game goes on, but bottom line is that's not the quick start that every team looks for when they begin a game.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That throw by Young incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So a failure to connect on second down. That leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw, Young. And this is going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. You look at this Carolina defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass. So 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. To the air, Allen. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on the kick. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. There are times to run that fake, and there are times to not run it, and this, without question, would fall in the latter category.
Well, I don't know about without question, partner. I think we should look at the analytics on this one because, oh, yeah, the analytics say, yeah, without question. You should have gone ahead and punted the football because now, not only did you not get it, and you really had no chance to, what a short field that you turned the ball over to the other offense.
Now a 2nd down throw for Young. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick 6. Young. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now, during that run, an injury here. You got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
I think this return starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of them.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's third down. When you look at this defense, they come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Still going. Chase Claypool. Touchdown, Carolina. Chase Claypool, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Tucker now to return it, taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football. Here's 3rd and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. They run the counter with Cook. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. The Bills at 11-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play. Not just
now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 36. To throw, it's Allen. Flush to his right. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Allen. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills have taken the lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Carolina offense about ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Young on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Jair Elam makes the pick, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe if it was up.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year.